Hi, I'm Daniel Sawblade.
And I'm Cartoon Ryan.
Welcome to the Sawblade 666 YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about Creepy Magazine issue 91, the Giant Collector's Edition. So let's dive into this thing.
Cool, let's do it.
All right, so first off, man, this cover.
Yeah, that's
Classic.
hell yeah.
Creepy Magazine. I'm a huge Creepy fan. I've been picking these things up for a long time. I've got a lot to say about this thing and just Creepy Magazine in general. This one's from 1977, published by Warren. And Warren was the company that published Creepy. They also published a magazine called Eerie and a couple other publications I can't think of right now. But this is in the late 70s. Creepy Magazine would do these. If I'm not mistaken, there were a few more of these. There's a run of these collector's editions, and what they did was they would compile stories from other magazines, what they considered classics, and put them into like one issue. So it's like a reprint of multiple different, multiple stories. They had already been a publication a little over 10 years at this point, because they started in the mid 60s, and that was 10 years after the EC stuff. So what had happened was, in that 10 years, a lot of those artists that were on, drawing for EC Comics went off to do other things, work in the superhero genre, work exclusively for advertisement. They just did whatever they could. So when publishers decided to bring horror back in comic form, they got around the code by printing them in magazine form. So that's how they were able to kind of get past the comics code. Not that there weren't horror comics in regular comic book formats. It's just that Creepy and Eerie and Heavy Metal Magazine and the whole slew of other publishers that did their knockoffs and stuff, going towards a more darker...
You had more leeway with magazine form.
You did, and it was published black and white. For some reason, that technicality also was something that they could kind of get away from being like, quote unquote, a normal comic book.
I do have to say that's in really good shape for the age it is.
Yeah,
it's in really, really good shape.
It's almost brand new.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was that old till you said it.
I guess I didn't say it in the intro.
No, you did.
Oh, I did?
I thought you did. I don't know. Either way, yeah.
It's 1977. This is issue 91. And 8 great horror classics. They aren't kidding.
Yeah.
And every artist in here is a heavy hitter, man. I mean, all the way. Cool. And to top it off, you got a cover by one of the best. Man, I just imagine this thing on the hood of a Trans Am or airbrushed on the side of a van, just like Death Dealer was.
Yeah.
I just love this magazine. Anyway, there's your contents. Yeah, I got it. Cool.
Wow.
So we got, in this issue, you got Bernie Wrightston. Bernie Wrightston is actually writing a story in this, which is interesting. I had no idea he was, a writer only at some points. But
I never knew about him writing much.
Neil Adams.
Wow.
Ariel Leon. I think that's how you say his name. Luis Bermejo. And both of these guys are from Spain, I believe. Russ Heath, a classic EC guy. Jeff Jones, John Severin, also a EC guy. John Severin is actually doing a strip in here with Wally Wood, which is weird they don't mention him. And then Alex Toth.
Yeah, another classic.
And then Bernie Wrightson again, because he does draw a strip in here.
Yeah, lots of legends in there, man.
So right off the bat, we got this story, Nightfall. Man, this splash page.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
that's incredible, man.
Bernie Wrightson's doing this kind of an ink wash.
That's what I was about to say. There's a really good gradient right here, especially, and then in here, like in there.
Look at the tonal value of this in shadow compared to where the light is on his back.
It's more feathery than his typical work, which is a little more harsh, like negative. White and black.
Classic Uncle Creepy.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Holy shit.
He and this story was written by Bill Dubay. I'm not familiar with him in other issues. I'm sure he wrote some other stuff though. But I gotta admit, maybe it's just me, just my opinion, but the story kind of sucked in this one. But the art, we're just here for this art.
Yeah.
And, it's sick, man. It's so sick. His use of camera angles, this kind of Dutch angle of this woman coming through the doorway. Oh, man, it's so perfect.
It really is. I mean, look at this view over here.
Yeah,
the
looking
bedpost
up
and stuff. Looking up.
The perspective from the bed to that dresser where the chair is,
and then you have this long strip showing the whole room.
Really effective for scene building.
Yeah, it really is. Gives you a sense of the environment. Really
it works the same way as an establishing shot. It just reminds you that, man, just the environment. It really feels like you're in this space. I love it. And this is very similar to my approach to panel layouts. I don't, it's very, it's not overly done, Yeah, it's just phenomenal.
Wow, look at that, man. That is intense.
It's so strong lighting on this one.
This isn't typical of his work that I've normally seen.
Really? I've seen him do this style.
This style, that's amazing.
Yeah, he does. Whenever he illustrates in Creepy, not all the time, but a lot of times it was like this.
It's a good mix though, because then you have like the really strong stuff that, the white and black, but then you have this stuff that really draws you in. Yeah, it's really cool.
His creature design was always so sick looking.
Yep.
Great face.
Yeah, that dude could put some scenes together, man.
Oh my God, man!
Like no other.
It's.
And also just the environments. He I mean the Frankenstein stuff. I mean, look at the laboratory. Look at. Wow.
Yeah, this ink wash is really something else. Again, with the intense lighting, he did it. He did this here. Where was it? Some spot where he did this. Maybe this is what I was thinking of, but I love that. See, that's the light from that window.
Yeah.
And the shadow where that demon's head is, or goblin, whatever the fuck it is, and then that just open white space, but he put that gray wash over that head to kind of push it back because it's still in shadow.
I also love this right here with the lantern.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, extreme white from the light to that gray because his head's still in shadow, but then that black way back there. It's just that level of depth that he's able to achieve with that wash is incredible.
Yeah, and then going back to this, I love it. Really does capture the feel of a flame lighting up a room. Like, look at the wall.
Yeah,
that's how a flame lighting looks. It's not harsh light. It's it's really done well. Yeah, so well.
It's amazing.
God, dude, his faces. You can see the terror on the faces.
Yeah, it's really intense with the expression.
Mm-hmm.
I love this really light suggestion of the sky. It's really good. It's just masterful shit. There's no payoff in this in this ending. I really think this could have really been good. I'm not making myself out to be a writer or anything, but just in reading this, it just
there's no payoff.
It's an art piece, man. Yeah. It's not even. Yeah. The rest of the book's stories though were great. Here we go with the art team up of John Severin and Wallace Wood, both EC guys. Wallace Wood, famous for weird science and weird fantasy. John Severin, I think, did Two-Fisted Tales, I think, or Frontline Combat. I don't know. He did a lot of war stuff. He may even did some stuff for Matt. I don't remember. Might be getting him confused with somebody else, but I know Russ Heath in here did some stuff in Mad. Or Annie Fanny. Yeah. We'll get to him though. But man, right off the bat, when I first saw this, I was like, well, man, this is the kind of team up where you get two artists that are just as good at penciling and inking. Both of them are. So when they team up, it's like, if it's anything like Al Williamson and Frazetta, when they team up, it's like, I've read interviews where, Frank did all the women and I did everything else. Yeah. Or Frank did the backgrounds and I did rocket ships because he hates to draw them. And with this, I thought, well, this is undeniably Wallace Wood. That face and that shadow, these people in here. But then some of it kind of looked like John Severin because that, I don't know if they penciled together or if it was completely Wallace Wood with John Severin inking, because I really think that's a Wallace Wood face, man.
Yeah. And they didn't distinguish it, I guess.
No, it just says art, John Severin and Wallace Wood. Wow. But I'm so used to looking at, I'm familiar with John Severin's work, but I'm more familiar with Wallace Wood because I've geeked out over his stuff more. Yeah. And I can tell that that's just his style for sure. Especially with that face and that hand. Yeah. But dude, what I was laughing, doesn't that look like Clark Kent?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, I even thought that did over there.
Yeah. Again, though, man, look at the progression of these panels into that. He's going off into the street, into the subway. That looks so good. And every face on here is different. Every person's different. Yeah. I love this foreground piece pushing everything in the back. It's just so good. These guys knew how to draw comics, man.
Oh yeah, there's no denying that.
They just knew how to do it. The lighting, just like Wrightson, the lighting is so strong.
Yeah, it's definitely got that pulp feel to it, that noir feel to it.
Yeah. The story in here is really cool. It's this guy that that kind of goes crazy. He kind of gets pissed off at this bum and kills him by accident, and it ends up to where it makes him a killer naturally. So it just ends up where he starts killing people because he just literally doesn't like the way they fucking look or something.
Wow. So he becomes a serial killer, basically.
Pretty much. And then the ending has a pretty sweet payoff, which I'll touch on when we get there. Look at that.
Yeah. Brutal, man.
Jesus, man.
It's terrifying.
Well, just the shadow.
Yeah. But I mean, look at that. The shadow, I love what he did here, but then you see the sheer terror of this guy getting executed.
Yeah, it's a good device.
Yeah, it really
it zeroes
is.
in on that. It's a good storytelling device. Man, earlier I was geeking out on these bricks.
Yep.
See the cross-hatching in the bricks?
Yep.
And then just leaving that white. Man, it's...
And then
pops.
the division of the street lamp, you know, this is all
shadow?
black here. Yeah, it's really done well. Oh, that's a badass face too. Lighting.
Up lighting, yeah. This was crazy to me. Bitch.
Brutal, man.
It's just... this was something else I noticed in this... and I want to try this more in my work, where it's just a wall of crosshatch.
Yeah.
But there's different, kind of tonal values to create. If these figures weren't here, it almost looks like drapery, almost like folds. But then when I look at it, dude, it adds movement. See that? It looks almost like that hand's movement.
Yeah.
Moving with that, the way that's rendered.
Well, yeah, the way they hatched it gives us little divisions of, like, there's movement.
Man, because these old dudes draw figures.
Yeah,
look at how strong that.
Yeah, no one's drawing like that anymore, man. Not much.
The folds.
It happens, but
the folds in his clothes, and that's just so strong. I love it. But a lot of intense. This was another highlight panel to me.
Yeah,
isn't that killer?
Dude, it's brutal, man.
Yeah, he loses.
Clark Kent losing his mind.
He completely loses his mind, dude. And then so he ends up killing his mother, and then he ends up in the street. He becomes like what he hated.
Yeah.
And he would always call somebody like a creep. Like, get out, get out of my face, you creep.
He became what he hated.
This guy was a creep.
Yep.
See?
Yeah, he became what he hated.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Brutal.
Anyway, great story, great art.
Yeah.
Man, just I don't think you could do comics better than that. You just can't do comics better than that.
That's.
So now we're on to Alex Toth, and this one's written by Jerry Boudreau. I think I've seen his name in other issues before. This was a pretty cool story. We're going to talk. I'll briefly kind of go over the story. It's another kind of, well, this one's kind of more of a murder mystery. Excuse me. And but we're going to really focus on this art and storytelling, because there's some, if you're a comics maker, man, there's some key tools here that they're giving you. They're teaching you. These guys could really tell stories, man. And and this was something, now that I'm getting back into making comics, I appreciate now more the idea of it's pictures telling a story. It's not illustration. You're not trying to do many illustrations. You got to make sure that your drawing is telling a story. That's the point of this. Yep. And it took me a long time to understand that, but these guys really teach you, because the first thing I'm going to zero in on is look at this storytelling device of these 3 panels, and boom, boom, boom. Look at the movement in that.
Yeah.
That guy with the gun on a rooftop, and then he's taking aim on that. Just the way that moves across those panels is so good to me.
Yeah, no, it's clever. Clever
It's
use of
so
storytelling.
good. It's so good. And then down here, crowd shot. Takes view. Victim.
And then boom.
Boom.
Yep.
How that's awesome.
Yep.
And if you look at this panel and then look down here, you see the top of this.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's
Dude,
zoomed
it's
in.
almost like the angle is. He considered the angle of where this person is on this rooftop to where they are on the ground.
He saw it all in his head.
That's genius.
Yeah, he saw it all in his head. That whole scene, he could picture it. And
Yeah.
He had the angles down already. Oh,
Man,
it's badass.
What a masterful draftsman. Immediately what I noticed, and tell me if I'm wrong, doesn't that reek of like some Hollywood looking shit? Like old Hollywood?
Yeah, no,
Couldn't
thought
that
of
be
it
like
with the
Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah,
maybe?
I thought of that with the last thing.
Am I wrong? Like
No,
that
I mean,
looks like but it looks caricaturish of
Yeah.
like somebody from Hollywood. I couldn't quite think of it, but it just looks like some.
No, it looks like an old noir film.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he goes to the victim on the ground, which was a little girl. The angles, again, the movement, flow. This is something I struggle with. I'm always so closed in on panels. My little 6 or 9 grid thing.
Yeah.
This is cool because he's breaking it up with just figures.
Yeah, there's no
not
panels.
really too many panels except for this one, maybe.
Yeah.
That one.
But it's done so cleverly. I mean, look at the overlap of the corpse's hand.
Yeah, sometimes this doesn't work.
No,
In
it
fact,
worked
that
there.
can be a no-no. But
And then
man,
he does it here at the foot. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all. So that's
man, I zeroed
So
in on this
badass.
face. Look at that face.
Yeah.
How simple it is, but
Mhm.
expressive.
Yep.
It's like 1940s resting bitch face.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, immediately I also thought of like, look at the pronounced, jaw moving that cigar.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, he's capturing the mannerisms
You know.
really well.
Look here, see,
Yeah.
that type of gangster looking
That
thing.
old school underworld shit.
But these guys are just like owners of this amusement park, and they're fighting for real estate, and somehow this owner's wife gets involved with the mystery and of this shooter, and they're, I don't know. It's okay, but man, the art just, look at that.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Using silhouettes for your
Mm-hmm.
panels, okay too, man, in the right places. There's a cool little chase scene where I think he finds the gunman and he goes after him, and
Has to fight through the crowd.
yeah,
and shit.
this is a really good scene of that. Every face is different, and there's an expression.
That's so. I mean, it feels so lifelike, man. I mean, it feels like an action sequence in a movie.
When I was looking at this, I was thinking, damn, 1977. But I remembered these are from different. This is probably 64
Oh, okay.
because, the earliest one. No, they go from 74 to 77. I think it's just an old guy drawing, man, and this is just he
the era he grew up in.
because I'm thinking 1940 something the way
Yeah.
they look, But
Maybe the mid 50s at the latest. And another one.
I really love the characterization of these faces.
Looking like Commissioner Gordon from the old Batman
Right.
show.
So this killer gets back on the rooftop, and he the detective guy moves these two owners or something out of the way, and then it turns out that the killer on the rooftop was one of the dude's wives.
Oh man,
so it's
weird,
really crazy. Yeah, good, pretty cool story. It's better than that first one.
I love the panel work though.
The panels and the artwork are really,
especially this part. This is probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's a strong layout.
That is an amazing layout.
Yeah, it's really strong. All right, Luis Bermeo. I hope I'm not butchering that. I've never heard anyone say his name. I'm familiar with this guy from other issues of Creepy, and he's from Spain. And apparently a lot of these dudes from Spain would share studio space. So he shared studio space with Luis Ortiz. And there's another guy in here from Spain that has a story. They all three, I think, had some studio space. So there's differences in each, but there's a similarity also. And one thing I wanted to mention: Alex Toth also did, which I was trying to think of earlier, is Blazing Combat, which is like a war magazine that Warren put out, and those are cool too. So,
cool.
But anyway, excuse me. This story is kind of cool because it's about this little kid that has these like little tin soldiers that he carries around, and somehow they're connected with what he thinks of in his head, and that's why it's titled Imagineers. So he is kind of battling with his mother about doing chores, and he ends up inadvertently sicking these monsters on his parents. But yeah, this is really cool. I like the creature design.
Does he will things into his existence with his imagination, I guess?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kinda.
Man, I love that they did all this in black and white. It's perfect.
It fits the tone.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine this being in color.
No.
Just looking at it all.
No, it really... And you know what's funny?
You could probably do muted tones, but I still think black and white.
No, I think you're right, because check it out. You see that there's a little bit of ink wash in the way it's drawn and stuff. Dude, this does not look like anything like Bernie Wright's and stuff at all. But it's just as effective.
Yes.
And it's even though it's black and white, just like that shit, it's still different.
Yeah.
You know, it's very effective, man.
It is.
What I was geeking out on, man, look how wicked this weird growth and almost like just this weird alien organic looking
that's
shit.
Some spooky shit.
Kind of a little ahead of its time because it almost has an alien.
That's what I was about to say. It has So he's that living vibe, living base.
Yeah, he's freaking out. He's imagining that there's these monsters outside, so that's why he's not trying to take the trash out, but it's his imagination that also is, teetering on reality. And so, I mean, that's indicative of the times, corporal punishment.
Oh,
there. Because, he's rebelling because he doesn't want to take the trash out anymore. So,
dude, look at that face.
He's creepy. Right? And that one too.
You look close up at him, like, holy shit.
Yeah, look at that one.
Yeah, dude,
really weird. Man, I was looking at this. The angle of that wall with that monster on the side of it.
Yeah,
it's real solid. and all the bricks going in the proper perspective. That's cool.
Yeah, it's done so well.
I like that face, the mom's face. It's really
very
good.
stern.
Yeah, it's kind of hot too.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice drawing, really beautiful. Beautifully drawn.
I like this a lot.
Yeah, really beautiful drawing. And then
it's such a different tone than what we saw just earlier, you know. But it still fits the mold. It's like on brand with the magazine, though.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, Dad comes home and finds Mom just this brutalized corpse.
And is he just laughing about it?
Yeah, he's stoked on it. Yeah,
brutal,
really fucked up. Yeah, and he like the sending pan's like, Dad, you're next. You know, crazy. So we go to the Bernie Wrightson story with this dude Jeff Jones. Jeff Jones, out of all this, I've heard the name, but I'm less familiar with. Really cool artist. I'm sure if I saw whatever else he's done, I'd be familiar, but I can't think of it right now. But in fact, I think he may have done some other stories in Creepy and Eerie. All these guys have, really.
Is this outdoors in the snow?
It is. Okay. I was going to get into that.
Yeah, because they're very, very white, but I was like, it has to be snow. There's like just it's a blizzard almost.
Yeah, I was going to get into this story. Okay. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, what's cool about this story, I love when this happens. I read this thing and I was confused. I was like, what the fuck did I just read? And I put it down.
Yeah.
I was walking around. I was like thinking about it. And I was like, oh, fuck. That's what they were talking about. So there's this crazy blizzard happening. And this guy has to go out in the woods to look for food. His wife is back at the cabin, and they're facing starvation.
Yeah.
What's interesting, the way this story's built up, is that it almost plays into like there's something that happened before.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they got stranded or something.
It's so cool how it's set up to where there's like a bigger story involved. But I really liked this opening splash shot panel. Yeah, the name of the story is Cold Cuts. Get it?
Yeah.
And then like you were saying, the just the nearly all white to indicate the heavy snow. And I like the lines cut through to show wind.
Yeah.
But I got to say something about this figure here holding this dead deer. I worked in taxidermy for 3-4 years. I'm guessing somebody could do that.
That's heavy as hell.
They're heavy, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that. It looks super cool, but I don't know if you could. You'd have to be a strong motherfucker to do that.
Yeah.
But also, what I wanted to say, he got the anatomy correct. When you see a deer, when they put deers on top of things, that just was dead. The way that the weight of it, the way it's hanging, it just looks really correct. The guy did his homework on that anatomy for the deer. But
no, you can definitely tell it's dead.
I don't know about picking one up like that. You could. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never tried to pick. I've worked with them. I've cut them open. I've skinned them. I've gut them. But man, I've never tried to pick one up like that. So maybe because I'm older and I can't pick shit up anymore.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't pick one up.
But anyway, this guy goes back, or he's going back to try to, feed his starving wife. There's another person involved, which I think there's a kind of a love triangle thing. So this guy that they mutually know, it's a friend, comes in to what I thought at first, he opens the door, snow comes in, the guy's on his way back with the deer, and the friend comes in the cabin, and he's trying to hurt his wife for some reason. And I can't remember exactly why. So, obviously, you put two and two together. The guy gets home with the deer, finds the friend, and the way that it ends, you see the wife in shock and terror, right? There's snow everywhere. The way it ends, it says, "But you'll be safe and warm and hungry no more, and that I'll never let you starve." So, in the panel before, he's talking about, it's kind of abstract because he's going, "Oh no, God, the pain, my legs." He talks about butchering. He goes, "First I'll cut the belly, take out the innards, then skin the carcass, strip it from top to bottom, then I'll quarter it." They're showing this guy, their friend. Yeah. I'm thinking he cut his friend up because he was fucking with his wife.
Yeah.
It's the way that I interpret the story, you know?
Yeah.
That's it's very bizarre.
I like how they did on the panels, the separation, they filled it in with black.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That is cool.
Yeah.
Really effective. Anyway, that's kind of how I got of it. I don't know if it was kind of just meant to be ambiguous, but that face is super cool with that white line work.
Look at those eyes, dude.
Yeah, it's really sunken
possessed,
in.
Man. Yeah. This dude's busy laughing while he's shooting everybody.
This is like a mass shooting story, but based in the 70s. So you got this rooftop shooter, active shooter.
I guess he kind of had inspiration from the University of Texas clock tower.
Yeah, thing. And another thing I was looking at, the story's called Thrill Kill.
Yeah.
I wonder if Thrill Kill Cult got their name from that. I don't know. But so in this story, the story was okay. I thought that it was, this is the high point of Neil Adams' career.
Yeah. 70s were his decade.
This mofo could draw in the 70s.
70s were his decade.
Nobody's business. This is, I'm guessing, mid-70s. So he's either just got off doing Batman or still doing it. But there's a journalist interviewing a priest that knows this kid that's become this psycho rooftop killer. So he's describing what happened in this dude's life to lead him up to this mayhem. So it's an interesting way to tell a story. Man, just the brutality of these shots, the panic, you feel the intensity. It's almost like
it's horrible, man.
Watching a movie.
Yep.
Just these action shots of these people getting wasted.
Look at this one right here.
He's like, ooh, yeah.
Getting off whistling. To it, man.
Yeah. It's really, really intense and scary, But yeah, they get him in the end, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, they shoot him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to that clock tower dude from the 60s.
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering if that's kind of the inspiration behind it.
It might be.
Because, that wasn't all that common back then, mass shootings.
I don't quite remember how this all ties up. It's been a little while since I've read it, but that's the gist of it. This one I don't remember, so we're not going to talk about this story. Yeah. But man, this artwork, and this was the guy I was trying to think of earlier that was sharing a space with Jose Ortiz, and then the other guy, This cat here, the Imagineer, the Luis Bermejo guy, also from Spain. Man, this style,
so detailed, man.
it is, but it's really loose too. It's really loose details. Some of it's not very tight at all, but it's one of those things where you pull away from it.
Like me right now.
Tightens up. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Great faces, intense lighting, great folds and clothes.
Yeah. Wow, man, that is really good.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Biblical looking shit.
It is.
Yeah. Man, that is really good.
Yeah.
And I love this. These little cross hatching in the background or whatever that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's very loose, but it's still put together really well.
This stuff here almost looks like it was achieved with a Conte crayon or some kind of grease pencil over a rough texture.
Yeah, you can really see the texture coming through.
Yeah. Man, that's so good.
Yeah,
that
it
face
is.
right there.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That right there. So
yeah.
good.
And that one too, man. Holy crap.
Really awesome. Yeah, I really like this. This right here could be in Conan. It reminds me of Conan.
That's what I was thinking of right away. It was like I was thinking about Akala a little bit. Look at that sandstorm coming in.
Yeah. Those horses are so tiny, but they look so good.
Yeah.
Very anatomically correct.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I love the use of the silhouettes up front, and then in the back, you see that's.
Yeah, it's really smart.
Yeah, the shadows are just really.
This is a really good tool to show depth and distance.
Yeah.
Like these guys are automatically further away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a good horse.
Yeah.
Horses are hard to draw.
Oh yeah, they are. Dude, look at this thing. What the hell?
Yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah, there it is again. Weird. It's like a little dragon or something.
Dragon rooster.
Yeah.
It's that movement with the lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, this dude can draw some horses, man.
This is really good.
Yeah, look at that, dude. It's like the freaking tents in the middle. They're just nomads.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, that is badass.
Love that. Man, the hatchet looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Camels are good too.
Yeah.
Person can draw animals like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he could. And of course, you got the ads in there.
The ads are great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more in the back. Then we get to Russ Heath, man. Russ Heath, what a master draftsman, Russ Heath. He, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this. Everyone in this that's been featured in this magazine, including the artists on the cover, they're all passed away.
Yeah, this is almost 50 years ago, right here.
They're all and they had already been in the business for a long time.
I was gonna say some of them were middle-aged men already.
Yeah. The what's that?
I just gotta say, this right here is so badass. This kid. This zoom in of this kid looking up at the corner of his eyes, and he's covering himself with a blanket, and then that shadow. Dude, that is badass.
That's what I was saying
That's
earlier.
a horror intro if there ever was one.
Well, and it's just the storytelling techniques that I was talking about, like when we were looking at the Alex Toth story with the shooter.
Yeah, it's very inspiring, man. It helps you get a sense of storytelling, how to put things together.
Moving that camera around, using the expression, everything tells that story. That shadow on the wall. I mean, this whole thing.
That intro right there.
This is Comics 101, man. I love this. I learned from it.
That right there hooks you.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there,
all the
right
way.
there. That hooks you immediately. You want to know more.
He's a brilliant artist, brilliant comic book artist. Russ Heath he was inducted in the Comic Book Hall of Fame,
Deservedly so.
and he's recognized by Will Eisner.
Yeah.
I think he may have even known him. I'm not for sure.
Probably.
He did
Sure.
Little Annie Fanny. He did GI Combat for.
Mm-hmm.
He's really known for his war comic style.
Okay.
GI Combat. He did Frontline Combat for EC, and just a really respected comic book artist.
He knocked it out of the park with just that first page alone.
And illustrator in general. There's something I got a little thing I wanted to a little tidbit to his story. There is a pop artist by the name of Roy Lichtenstein. I don't know if you heard of him.
Mm-mm.
But he's similar. There was a style in the late, I would say, may have started in the late 50s through the 60s, maybe into the early 70s. I'm not sure, but probably the high point was the mid 60s. Excuse me. And it was called pop art. So when you see Andy Warhol
Yeah.
take images from other things and duplicate them, you know what I'm talking
It was
about?
goofy, yeah. I never understood it.
Okay, well, Roy Lichtenstein took Russ Heath's. It's notorious and known. It's kind of a famous thing where he directly lifted comic panels, and that's his art. Like
Yeah,
he just
I don't understand that.
took the panel and changed the colors
Yeah.
with the drawing in there. Just stole it. No credit, no anything, and that was a Roy Lichtenstein.
I don't get it.
Sorry to those fans out there that are in Roy Lichtenstein. I think that's how you say his name, but
It's the same with the Andy Warhol stuff. I didn't understand what was so great about it. Just my opinion.
but that's what that's a side note with the
Okay.
Russ Heath art. His shit was taken.
Yeah.
You know, that's a really good figure. These figures here, really good, expressive. Here we go again with the shadow on the wall device.
Yeah. Oof. Man,
And
that
look-
is terrifying, dude.
And look at this. I like this horizon line with these structures.
Yeah.
The barn with the house. It looks really good. I like that tree.
Yeah, this is straight up like a horror movie. Like an old
yeah.
one, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know, that's another reason why, like, again, we see the ink wash technique. It makes it look like a black and white
It
movie.
does. It does. And then,
You know?
like, look at that. Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Opening it up and, dude, that
Yeah, I
is-
love the expression on that face. The lighting on it,
The
too.
lighting. It's just, this is amazing.
Yeah. You hadn't heard of Russ Heath?
Oh, this
Yeah.
is,
Russ Heath is great, dude.
yeah, I'm a fan.
Look at that intense lighting on that face.
This is probably my favorite one so far. I mean, they're all been great,
Yeah,
but this
yeah.
one's really captivating.
Russ Heath is amazing, dude.
God, the face range on these people. Look at that. He went from that to that, and then, dude, that
Almost
is,
looks like a zombie. Right?
yeah, or especially right here, dude. The eyes are about to pop out, dude.
I love the lighting on this face.
Head flying down the stairs, dude. Bump,
Yeah.
bump, bump.
Yeah. Crazy. You got him back.
Look at that chunk.
Great lettering.
Oh man,
Yeah. That
really good.
really defines the facial planes.
Yeah,
But look at the expression in that face.
that combined with the lighting alone just totally pushes it over the edge. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the
Out
last
of all
story.
of them, that's my favorite. I mean, they all badass. I mean, the
Oh,
Neil
yeah.
Adams, all of it.
Strong stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, what a way to end it right there too.
So now you go to all your swag.
All your-
you know,
yeah.
Before the internet, this is how we shopped.
Yep.
Even up until when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, all the way to the 80s, man.
This is a little bit before my time because in 1977 I was 2.
Yeah.
But up until my teens, this is how we looked.
Oh yeah, dude.
For
I mean, I
stuff,
have comics still from when I was a kid that had a lot of this crap in it.
Keep on trucking.
Yep.
Can you imagine 6 feet tall? Look at that Jack Davis poster.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Get your $3 LP.
LP classics.
Yeah,
it's just a time capsule, dude.
I love the smell of that
creepy.
newsprint.
Me too.
Man.
It's just like when I went to Atomic Monkey last week and I got that Carl Barks comic from 1952. The first thing I did, I mean, of course, it's all held together, but that cover's hanging on by a thread in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm never opening it again. But man, the first thing I did was smell the pages.
Hell yeah, dude. It's so good.
Smell those pages, and I marveled at every single page, because that's a bygone era, man.
Oh man, I would
6
love to
foot
have that.
tall Vampirella, man.
Yeah, I think that's a Shanjin, or however you say it.
Yeah,
I'm terrible with these names.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. I'm just constantly inspired by this magazine every time I open it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want,
and not just this one, just in general.
Well, if you want a master class on storytelling, just open this up, because holy shit, dude, that was it's badass.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive look. It's not the last time we're going to talk about creepy.
No, we got more stuff, man.
I got tons of these to go over, and also Eerie, the twin magazine.
You also have EC stuff.
Yeah, tons of EC stuff. I think what a lot of people don't know, real quick before we go, and it's something that I kind of discovered on my own, because I didn't know. I was like, well, what's the difference between eerie and creepy? And when you really look at it, there's a lot of similarities. Same format, same, a lot of the same artists. Eerie touches more of a sci-fi side of things sometimes, whereas you don't see that really in creepy. Creepy's pretty much straight supernatural and horror stuff. So that's the main difference. But great magazine.
Oh yeah.
Great time in comics. We'll definitely be going back more over it.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, if you like what we do, hit the like button, subscribe.
Also share the video.
Take a look at my website, sawblade666.com. We got some cool goodies coming up.
But and also check us out on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central. We always go live and just chat with all the viewers out there while Daniel draws. So Thursday nights 7 p.m. we go live and draw. And like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you guys.